Have you ever met someone who instantly seemed like your perfect match without a single flaw in sight? Have you felt so captivated by him that nothing else seems to matter? Do you catch yourself constantly checking your phone, anxiously waiting for a message from him? Or perhaps you found yourself rearranging your entire schedule just to steal a few moments together. If this sounds all too familiar, you might believe you finally found your Mr. Right and that you're deeply in love. But what if I told you that this might not be love at all? These overwhelming emotions that you're experiencing could actually be something psychologists call limerence, often referred to as love addiction. Surprising, isn't it? It makes you question everything. Like, have you ever really been in love? Or have you been riding the limerence roller coaster all this time? So, what exactly is limerence? Psychologists describe it as an intense, sometimes overwhelming state where you have a major crush on someone, and it feels like it just won't quit. It's not just a simple crush, though. It's like being on an emotional roller coaster. You find yourself idolizing him, convinced he's perfect, and somehow the key to making everything in your life fall into place. You're desperate for him to feel the same way about you, and every little thing he does can make or break your day. You replay every interaction, analyzing each word and gesture for signs of his feelings, often misinterpreting mere politeness as a romantic interest. It's no wonder that limerence is often seen as one-sided love. You might find yourself wholly invested in someone who doesn't share your feelings, trapped in a fantasy where you're convinced he's your destined other half, who just hasn't realized it yet. This can lead to a futile wait, where you hope he'll come around. A significant waste of time, right? Constant busyness and avoidance are clear signs of a lack of genuine affection. But here's an interesting twist. A person experiencing limerence might do everything possible to win their loved one's affection. However, if their love interest reciprocates and they want to start a real relationship based on true love, the limerent individual might lose interest. Deep down, they may fear true intimacy and prefer maintaining some distance. Paradoxical, isn't it? This surely explains why those experiencing limerence might pursue relationships with partners dealing with their own issues, like addiction, emotional unavailability, fear of commitment, or excessive work commitments. In such relationships, the desired emotional distance is maintained, often resulting in one-sided love, which is exactly what the limerent is looking for. Understanding the intense nature of limerence leads us to ask why some are more susceptible to its grasp than others. Often it tracks back to their earliest experiences in life. Imagine growing up where the love you received was always conditional. You had to earn it, maybe by being extra good, smart, or quiet. Perhaps your parents never really found time for you, expecting you to behave like an adult even though you were just a child who needed love and support. For those who face this kind of emotional neglect or lack of unconditional love from their caregivers, limerence might feel like a desperate attempt to fill that deep-seated void. These individuals may not even recognize what a secure, loving relationship looks like. They are consistently drawn to emotionally unavailable partners who remain elusive and out of reach. Interestingly, when they encounter someone stable, who is prepared to offer genuine affection and support, they perceive them as boring. This happens because they confuse the thrill of drama for true passion, leading them to value unavailable partners more highly. It's a challenging cycle. They pursue the sort of affection they lacked in childhood, continually hoping to prove their worthiness for love. But enough about limerence. It is time to look at true love. How is it different? True love stands a million miles away from limerence. It's about deep, unwavering acceptance. Someone who loves you for who you truly are, including your imperfections. It's also about communicating openly and honestly, sharing your thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. This level of communication strengthens your bond as you face life's ups and downs together, providing mutual support and understanding and solving problems as a team. True love isn't just about romantic gestures. It's about building a life where you are true partners in every sense. With true love, you enjoy a stable, fulfilling connection that enriches every day and makes it meaningful. Now let me share 2 real-life stories. The first one is about a beautiful young woman called Sophie, who met Tom at a business conference, and it was like a scene out of a movie. He was all smiles and charm. Right away, Sophie felt like she'd found her perfect match. They lived in different cities, but that didn't stop her from hoping. She'd hang on to every text from him, reading way too much into his polite replies. Sophie even started showing up at events she knew Tom would be at, telling herself they were meant to be. Even when Tom mentioned his girlfriend, Sophie just couldn't shake the feeling that eventually He'd see they were supposed to be together. She was sure that it was only a matter of time before Tom would realize his current relationship wasn't right and that he was truly meant for her. She was convinced that she just must be patiently waiting. The second story is about Ella, who met Jordan in university. Ella and Jordan's story began not with fireworks but with shared notes and coffee runs in their university library. What started as a project partnership smoothly turned into more. They'd spend hours together, studying and talking about everything under the sun. It wasn't about grand gestures, it was the comfort and laughter they shared that drew them closer. They supported each other through every exam and every challenge, genuinely happy for each other's successes. Their relationship was easy, honest, and filled with mutual respect. They didn't just love each other, they genuinely enjoyed each other's company. Weekends were for small adventures, like hiking or trying new recipes. As they planned their future together, it was clear they were not just lovers, but best friends ready to take on the world together. The stories of Sophie and Ella illustrate two very different emotional experiences. Sophie's fixation on Tom, driven by her belief in their destiny together despite his polite disinterest, shows the classic signs of limerence: intense, one-sided, and full of wishful thinking that leads to heartache. In contrast, Ella and Jordan's journey from university classmates to life partners is a beautiful example of true love. Their relationship grew slowly, based on trust, respect, and genuine affection. Now you should have a clearer idea of whether you're feeling true love or just limerence. What should you do if you're sure that what you're experiencing is love addiction? How can you overcome it? And is that even possible? Thankfully, healing is definitely within reach. The first step is acknowledging that you are dealing with limerence and not true love. Recognizing this empowers you to shift your focus from the object of your obsession to healthier pursuits. Begin by gradually reducing the time and energy you spend thinking about or interacting with this person. Redirect that energy into personal growth activities like engaging in hobbies, exercising, and therapy. Speaking with a psychologist can be particularly beneficial, as they can help you address any underlying issues from childhood, such as neglect or conditional love, that may have led to your limerence. Over time, these steps will help you break the cycle of limerence and pave the way for forming healthier, truly loving relationships. So what's the takeaway? As Victor Hugo once said, "The greatest happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved for ourselves, or rather, loved in spite of ourselves." Keep in mind, none of us are perfect. We all have our imperfections, and that's normal. That's why true love is about seeing and loving each other's true selves, flaws and all. Remember that you are worthy of experiencing true love. So stop investing your time in the wrong people who are not even interested in you. Let's break the cycle of limerence together and start building truly fulfilling and affirming relationships. Are you ready to make that change? Don't hesitate. Just take that first step to healing. Thanks for watching Liise Mindful Stories. I hope this story encourages you to find your true path. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content.